Residence permit in Indonesia 2025. Indonesia, with its exotic island of Bali, has become a popular relocation destination for many people looking for an exotic paradise and a new life in Asia. In this article, we will look at the reasons for moving to Indonesia, the country's visa policy, the main types of visas and residence permits, the process of obtaining a residence permit, the necessary documents and professional assistance in this matter. In addition, we will look at life in Indonesia, doing business, education, healthcare, and cultural adaptation. Moving to Indonesia can be the beginning of your new life. Let's get started. Why you should move to Indonesia. Moving to Indonesia can be the beginning of a new chapter in your life. This is a country where Oriental exoticism and modern amenities are combined, making it an ideal place to live. Clean beaches. Indonesia is known for its sandy beaches and clear water. It is a place where you can enjoy the sun and sea all year round. From Bali to Lombok, you'll find plenty of beaches for surfing, diving, or just relaxing in the sun. Low prices. Life in Indonesia is relatively cheap. You can afford more for less. Whether it's housing, food or entertainment, Indonesia offers a wide range of affordable housing from simple bungalows to luxury villas. Eco-friendly products. Indonesia is known for its farmers' markets where you can buy fresh, organic produce. Locals grow most of the produce you'll find in the market, including fruits, vegetables, and meat. High salary for specialists in certain fields, such as IT and engineering. Salaries can be quite high. Indonesia is actively developing its IT infrastructure, which creates many opportunities for specialists in this field. Mountain landscapes. Indonesia has impressive mountain landscapes, including volcanoes. This is a place where you can enjoy trekking and other outdoor activities. It is also a great place for photography enthusiasts. Warm climate. Indonesia is warm all year round, so you can forget about the cold winters. Here you can enjoy a warm climate all year round, which is ideal for outdoor enthusiasts. Unique flora and fauna. Indonesia is home to many unique species of animals and plants that you won't find anywhere else in the world. From orangutans and Komodo dragons to rare orchid and rafflesia species, there's a lot to explore in Indonesia. All of these reasons make Indonesia an attractive place to relocate to. However, before making a final decision, it is important to do thorough research and weigh everything up, pros and cons. Indonesian visa policy. Indonesia offers a visa-free regime for Russian and CIS citizens, which makes the moving process simpler and less stressful. This regime allows you to stay in the country for up to 30 days without the need for a visa. However, if you plan to stay in Indonesia longer, you will still need a visa. If your goal is tourism, then you can use a tourist visa, which is valid for up to 60 days and can be extended on the spot. For those who plan to work or study in Indonesia, work and student visas are available, respectively. However, in order to permanently reside in Indonesia, you must obtain a residence permit. Residence permit. The process of obtaining a residence permit can be complex and time-consuming, so it is recommended to start it in advance. It is important to note that a residence permit does not grant the right to work in Indonesia. This requires a separate permit. Indonesia also offers a retirement visa for those who want to spend their retirement years in this beautiful country. This visa is granted for 1 year and can be extended. In any case, before applying for a visa or a residence permit, it is recommended to carefully study all the requirements and conditions in order to avoid possible problems and difficulties. Main types of visas and residence permits. Indonesia offers various types of visas, including work visa, pension visa, student visa and family visa. Each type of visa has its own requirements and conditions. so it is important to carefully study all the details before applying. Work visa. It is intended for foreigners who plan to work in Indonesia. To obtain this type of visa, you will need to provide proof that you have received a job offer from an Indonesian employer. Pension visa. It is intended for foreigners over the age of 55 who want to spend their retirement in Indonesia. To obtain a pension visa, you will need to provide proof that you have sufficient funds to live independently. Student visa. It is intended for foreigners who want to study at an Indonesian educational institution. You will need to provide proof that you are accepted to the school. Family visa. It is intended for foreigners who want to live in Indonesia together with their spouses or children. The two main types of residence permits in Indonesia are KITAS and KITAP. KITAS, this is a limited residence permit issued for a period of up to 1 year. KITAS can be extended, but you will need to provide proof that you meet the requirements for renewal each time. KITAP, this is a permanent residence permit issued for a period of up to 5 years. This is a longer-term option that is suitable for those who are planning a long stay in Indonesia. It is important to remember that the process of obtaining a visa or a residence permit can be complex and time-consuming. So it is recommended to start preparing in advance. The process of obtaining a residence permit. Moving to Indonesia for permanent residence requires you to complete certain procedures and prepare the necessary documents. Here are the main steps in the process of obtaining a residence permit. Applying to the Immigration Service. The first step is to apply to the Indonesian Immigration Service. The application must include information about your intention to reside in Indonesia, as well as proof of financial viability. Getting an IMTA, or work permit for foreigners, is a mandatory document for those who plan to work in Indonesia. To obtain an IMTA, you will need to provide proof that you intend to work in Indonesia, as well as confirmation from your future employer. Submission of documents to local migration authorities. Once you have received an IMTA, you will need to submit all the necessary documents to the local migration authorities. This includes your passport, photos, application form, and other documents that may be required depending on the type of visa you are applying for. Preparing a business plan. If applicable, if you are planning to get a work visa, you may need to provide a business plan. The business plan should include information about your intended business, including financial forecasts and future plans. Waiting for a solution. After all the documents are submitted, you will have to wait for the decision of the Immigration Service. This process can take anywhere from a few weeks to several months, depending on the specific situation. Remember that obtaining a residence permit in Indonesia is a complex process that requires time and patience. However, with the right training and professional help, the process can be greatly simplified. Required documents for obtaining a residence permit. Obtaining a residence permit in Indonesia is a process that requires the preparation of a certain set of documents. Here are the basic documents you will need. International passport. Your passport must be valid for at least 18 months from the date of applying for a residence permit. Color photos. You will need several color photos taken recently. Questionnaire. The application form must be completed in English. You will enter your personal data, information about previous visas and trips, as well as the purpose of the visit. Statement. In the application, you must confirm your intention to reside in Indonesia, and also indicate that you have sufficient funds for living. Insurance policy. You will need an international insurance policy that covers medical expenses during your stay in Indonesia. Diploma A. If you plan to work in Indonesia, you may need to provide a diploma of education. Marriage certificate. If you are married and plan to move with your spouse, you will need a marriage certificate. Please note that all documents must be translated into English and notarized. This is an important part of the process of obtaining a residence permit in Indonesia. Living in Indonesia, Bali and Jakarta. Indonesia offers a unique opportunity to start a new life on its exotic islands like Bali and in major cities like Jakarta. Here you can start with a clean slate, enjoying Oriental exoticism and unique culture. Known for its lush tropical landscapes, crystal clear waters, and friendly locals, Bali has become a magnet for surfers, yoga enthusiasts, and those seeking peace of mind. Bali is also known for its ceremonies and traditions that allow you to immerse yourself in the island's unique culture. Jakarta, on the other hand, is the beating heart of Indonesia, where modern skyscrapers are juxtaposed with historic sites and traditional markets. The city is known for its bustling nightlife, numerous shopping centers and a variety of cuisine. Whether you choose the quiet life of Bali or the dynamic life of Jakarta, Indonesia offers endless opportunities for exploration and adventure. Become a part of this amazing world by moving to Indonesia. Investing and doing business in Indonesia. Indonesia offers attractive investment and business opportunities. The country is actively developing, and it has a huge potential for economic growth. In addition, taxation in Indonesia is quite loyal, which makes it attractive for foreign investors. Indonesia has many sectors that offer high potential for investment. Among them are tourism, real estate, manufacturing, agriculture and IT. A large number of foreign investors are already successfully doing business in Indonesia, making significant profits. Doing business in Indonesia is also supported by the state. The government is actively working to improve the business environment, simplify the business registration procedure, and provide various incentives for foreign investors. However, despite all the advantages, doing business in Indonesia also comes with some difficulties. In particular, foreign investors may face problems related to bureaucracy, corruption, and communication difficulties. Therefore, before starting a business in Indonesia, it is recommended to conduct a thorough research and consult with professionals in this field. Reviews of immigrants. Learning from the personal experiences of other immigrants can be very helpful when planning a move to Indonesia. Success stories, challenges and solutions, and tips for new migrants will help you better prepare for your new life in Indonesia. Jacques, who has lived in Paris for most of his life, decided to move to Indonesia in search of new opportunities. He faced language problems and culture shock, but was able to overcome these difficulties thanks to the support of the local community and the active study of the Indonesian language. Maria, a Spanish teacher from Madrid, moved to Indonesia to teach at a local school. She faced the problem of a lack of educational materials, but was able to solve it by creating her own textbooks and materials for her students. Luca, a businessman from Rome, opened an Italian restaurant in Indonesia. He was faced with the problem of finding quality products for his business, but was able to solve it by setting up deliveries from Italy. Emily, a writer from London, moved to Indonesia to find inspiration for her new works. She faced the challenge of loneliness and nostalgia, but was able to overcome it by joining a local arts support group. Indonesia offers many advantages for those who want to start a new life in an exotic paradise. Clean beaches, delicious food, friendly people, business and educational opportunities, all this makes Indonesia an ideal place to move. Moving to a new country is a big step, and it's important to prepare carefully. We hope that this article will help you take this step with confidence and readiness for new adventures. If you still have any questions, do not hesitate to contact us for more information.